Hey guys, Rich Bassini, YouTube vlog and creator here. If you don't have an iPad, or an iPhone, or a DSLR camera to make your videos, but you do have one of these laying around, this is the iPad mini-4, okay? And I'm going to show you, I'm going to make a little rig with it, and I'm going to show you how I go about doing that there. But I want to also show you the information on here. Let me minimize myself over here on the screen here. And as you can see here, you can see right up here, this says iPad mini-4. Right in there, and it says Wi-Fi and cellular. Now, I want to show you how I found out about this, because when I got this iPad, this is a thrift store fine iPad, to be honest with you, and I didn't know what it was, and I said, how do you decipher which one it is? Because when you look at the back of it, on the back of here, all it just says is iPad, right? It just says iPad, so I don't know if it's the iPad 2, 3, 4, 5, whatever. So how I found out about it is simple. Let's go over here. Let's do a screen share, and right over here, as you can see, this is, you know, my iPad is screen sharing. All right. What you want to do is you want to go over here to where it says settings. Well, this is utilities, but this will be your setting one here. You're going to click that on. Okay. Once you get to this window here, click on About. Once you click About, you're going to see the software version, the model number, or the model name, which is iPad Mini, and the model number. Okay. Now, the way I got that information is I copied down the model number, right? I copied this right over here, and I did a Google search on it. And when I did a Google search, this is the information that came up. And it's pretty good information. You know, I say it's basic, it's brief, but it just gives you a little idea what it's all about. It'll tell you when it was released, okay? It was released in 2015. It tells you the features, a 7.9 display, silver housing, which that's what this is here. So this is the information it'll give you over here, okay? And I'll tell you all the stuff here. It's the storage capacity on 28 gigabyte and so on and so forth, okay? So that's how I got that there. And it's all done, again, you know, through the settings on your iPad, okay? This is if you don't know which one it is. I didn't know what model it was, to be truthfully honest with you. I tried looking here, I said, there's got to be a way to decipher this here, and lo and behold, that's what came up. I want to make a little rig with this guy, okay? I want to use this here. I'll make a little rig with it, and I thought maybe you guys might be interested in it. So what we're going to use here, let's go to Cam 5 here. All right. As you can see here, let me explain these things too with you guys, because I like to always let you guys know this here is a thrift store find. This is a thrift store find, and so is this. Okay. And what I want to do is I want to make a little rig where I could actually use this here with it. Okay. And the way to do that is we're going to use this little cable here, this little they call it lightning to headphone jack. Okay, this is an Apple product. As you can see, it's got the Apple logo on it. You can see that there. This camping is all white, but anyway, I'll get that in a little bit. And the way we're going to make that happen is with right over here. This is Joby Grip Type Mount Pro for a tablet, and it will. This here, let me take it out of the box. Let me take it out of the box here, guys. Get it out of here. This will accommodate. Get this out of here for a second. This here will accommodate this big guy here, as you can see, right? You lock it in, so it will accommodate that. But we're not going to make the video with that there, okay? I'm just going to show you how to make the. We're going to use this here to make a video. And now I want to set this up as a rig, okay? Now, what I'm going to do over here is I'm going to use this here. And if you look what it says here, it says digital camera camcorder LED video light with bracket. We're not going to use the light. However, I could set up. I made another rig like this with one of my cameras, my Sony Handycam, where I use this as an example, you know, to set it up like that. But we're going to do, for all argument's sake, we're just going to use this here. We want the bracket. We don't need this here, so we'll put that to the side. And what we want to do is set this up, get it all set up and ready to make a video. So let's move this to the side over here. And what we're going to do is that you can see this here slides back and forth like this here, okay, which is good. All right. For this particular demo, if you want to call it that. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to put this on here, like this here. We're going to just attach this like this here. Okay. Actually, oh no, this is how we're going to do this first. I'm sorry, guys. I'm working that sequence here. That's not good. I'm going to do this first. Got to lock this guy in first, then we'll lock the other guy in. Okay, so let's do this right here first. There we go. Very important, folks. All right. So once you get that locked in the way you want it, like this here, make sure it's nice and tight, like that. Okay. Here is where you could shoot it vertical, you know, or horizontal like that. No, yeah, horizontal if you want to do it vertical like this here. Okay, what we're going to do, we're going to shoot it this way here. We want it to go vertical like this here. All right. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we're going to attach it to this. And when you're going to do this here, use a nice sturdy tripod, because if you're going to use something like this here, you don't want to go flopping around. You want to make sure it's well, it's well supported. All right, so we're going to go like this now with this here. Let's screw this in like this. Okay. And this here, once you get it where you want it, like that, we're going to do it this way, I guess. Well, actually, no, I want it this way. There you go. This is what I want. I want it this way. All right, and this lever here will control this thing back and forth like this here. This will lock it in this way, okay? But for argument's sake, we want to keep it this way for now. Like that, okay? And this lever here, this is what locks it in. This is right here. This guy is what locks it in. You can see that it locks it in. Okay. Okay. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna put this guy over here, and it's got to face here because this is where we're gonna put a mic. So let's slide this guy in like this here. Let's open this up, and we got to leave enough room here, but we want that connector to be here. It's got to point this way because this is where the microphone is going to be set up. So let's keep it like that there for the time being. We could always make the final adjustment. Okay. Actually, I want to turn this around where I could turn it this way here, so it'll be this way. Let me just lock this guy in first before we do this here. Let me lock this in. Like that. We don't want that. I don't want the iPad to fall. So let's turn this around this way. Like that. There we go. That's what I want. Like that. And lock it this way. I want this shit like that locked in here. Okay. Well, it doesn't have to be perfect right now because we're just doing this here for argument's sake. This is just to give you an example of how we're going to set this up here. Okay. Like that there. All right. And we're going to leave it like this for the time being. Okay. And what we want to do is, let me just adjust this here. Like that. And everything's done with this one lever here to make it level. Okay, so we got that like that there. And what we're going to do now, we're going to take this microphone. Let's keep this over here like this here. We don't need that keypad down there. All right, I'll leave it like that for the time being. We're going to take this guy out here. Just a very brief unboxing. I've done this many times before with this little guy. This is the Saramonic microphone. Okay. All metal housing, plastic. I wanted to have to get back into that again. All right. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna keep that to the side. Here you get two cables. This one here is for the DSLR cameras, and this one will be here for iOS, which this is an iOS device. If we're going to take it outdoors, what we do is we put one of these on it. Well, this one here is a dead cat one because it is windy today. If I did take it outdoors to shoot a video, you can use this here or you can use this one here. Either or, we could put it on. But I'm going to do this one for argument's sake. We'll just put this one on here for now. Okay, so we got that. Now, we're going to use this one here. Let's get this out of here. Put this to the side. All right. And what we're going to do is we're going to mount this up here, like this here. It's going to be mounted this way. Let's plug it in. Now, in order to make this work, because it has this type of connector to it. It has this type of connector right here. Here's the cable for it. It's got this type of connector. Okay, you see that? All right, that's the charge cord for this here. So what we're going to do is, we're not going to use that though. We're going to use this little guy here. Take it out. And look at the little cable. Look how little it is. This is an Apple product. Came right. This is from Apple. It's the lightning to headphone jack. Okay, that's what you're going to need to make this work. And what we're going to do is we're going to plug this in. Now this cable here has iOS on it. Okay, so it's an identifier that way instead of being two black ones to guess which one. Unlike the other ones there, it doesn't matter which one you plug in. But this one here, the iOS will go into the iPhone. In this particular case, the iPad. So that's before we do that, let's do this first. Let's connect this like that. and that's why I left enough room away for it. And we're just going to connect it like this here. And there you have your little rig. I'll face it this way so you can see what I'm talking about. Like that there. Okay? Like that. And then, to make it work, we go to camera. Okay? And here, let me go over here, face it for me. Well, you can't see it right now, but that's how it is right now. It's facing my computer. Okay? And what I'm going to do is I'm going to shoot a video with this here, and I'm going to do it with the Sarah microphone connected to it. You can see it's connected to the iPad, and I'm going to show you, you know, when it comes to uploading it to the Filmora 14, you know, you'll get an idea how that's done. It's really cut and dry. So let me, I'm going to push this back over here, and I'm going to make a quick little video with it, and that's it. And I'll show you the rest of the process, how it's done. Okay, so let me pause the video. Okay, so now I did the video with the iPad mini 4, and now it's time to upload it to Filmora 14. So with the cable here, all right, we're going to use this cable. We don't need the charging block. And what we're going to do is we're going to dismount this here, and dismount this. Okay, and let me just get this out of here. And
hi guys,
that's just a replay of it. We don't need that right now, so let's just close that down for a second, and let's get this out of here. All right, let's just move this up here like that there. All right, there we go. All right, we don't need that set up, so we're going to push this to the side. And now what we're going to do is we're going to upload this here to Filmora 14. With this here plugged in, plug it in here. USB, if you have a USB connector on your computer, you're good to go. It'll plug it in. Mine's right in front of it. Just happen to look out that way. Okay, so if you heard that little audible sound, that means it's already plugged in. Now, in order to make this work, where you're going to actually, where you wanted to connect with the, you know, Filmora 14 application, you need to have this plugged in. So make sure it doesn't time out, okay? Because if it times out, it's not going to recognize. It's not going to detect the video. So now let me move over here, and now as you can see, we're in the Filmora interface here. Okay, what you want to do now is go over here where it says import, and it's going to say media files. And there's two ways to do this here. You could do it if you go to the D drive, well, you C drive, and you could do it that way. I prefer to go right over here. It says import from camera or a phone. So we're going to go like this here, and you can see it detected it. It says Apple iPad. Okay, this would be the way to go. This is the way you would do it. All right, once you see your video there, you're going to come over here, you're going to click OK. It's going to copy it, and boom, there it is. Now, if we play it or drop it in the timeline, it'll give you this here, the resolution, frame rate, whatever. I always like to keep it the highest one, 1920 by 1080 by 60 frames per second. I always click that one on there. I always like to go with the higher one anyway. So once that's done, it's going to take a little time to, I guess, populate here. Testing out the iPad mini 4. Okay, that takes a little time. Let me just go over here really quick, just to show you a little better, advance it up a little. Let's go hit the part over here instead of waiting for it to start playing. So let's click, left click, no, left click there, and then right click and go over here. It says ripple delete. Hit that, get rid of that there, and now we try it again. Hi guys, this is Rich Bassini testing out the iPad mini 4 with the Ceramic microphone plugged in.
Hi guys,
this is what it sounds like.
Testing out the iPad mini 4 with the Ceramic microphone.
Okay, now
plugged in.
The reason why I played it there is one important thing that you got to do when you're doing a demo tape, if you're showing people how to upload videos and stuff like that. I have my Blue Yeti mic powered on right now, so you can hear me talk. The right way to get the full effect of this here is by powering off your microphone, because I've seen people do that sometimes when they're doing videos and they try to do a demo like this, and you don't get that full vibrant sound in it because you got like a feedback there. It's got like an echo effect. So let me play it again. I'm going to power off my Blue Yeti mic, and then you could hear what it sounds like. Okay, so let's do this here again. You'll feel it. You'll notice it in production when you're doing it. Okay, so let me power it off, and we'll play it again.
Hi guys, this is Rich Bassini testing out the iPad mini-4 with the Saramonic microphone plugged in. This is what it sounds like.
Now, the other thing, what I like about Filmora, and I always say this here, sometimes, I know the equipment is very important. I can't stress that enough. The better the equipment, it's very important. But the most important thing is when it comes to making your videos, it's the video editing software that's going to make that work. That's what's going to make this all pop. It's going to make it all work together. And let me get this guy out here. We don't need this. Once this is plugged in, we don't need the iPad mini plugged in, so we could just power this off like that for now. Leave it there, and we'll just leave this guy over here. All right. So what I want to do now is I want to show you how you could make it sound even better. Okay. And again, when I go through this with you guys, I'm going to have to power the microphone on and off, so in order so you get the full effect of it. Now, let's put it this way here. When you come over here and you right click it over here, let me move myself out of here. Okay. Let's advance it just a little where I start talking here. Okay. You could do it this way here, so you could do it this way. And what we want to do is we want to modify the audio in here. Now, if you come down here, you click on it up here where my mouse cursor is moving. You got video, audio, color, and speed, voice changer. We're not going to do the voice changing. You can do that if you want to play around with that at your own leisure. We're going to go to audio. Here, the equalizer is what's going to make a difference. Okay. Now, I do this. This is what I do when I'm doing my final production here, when I'm actually, getting everything into place. What I usually do is come over here, and I go to Sparkle. Sparkle always seems to work for me. And when I play it back, it's got a better sound to it. In other words, even with the microphone this microphone was built, the Saramonic microphones on there, it still might not sound like really crisp and clear. So sometimes you gotta modify it a little. So this is what it's going to sound like when I'm going to again mute my microphone. This is what it's going to sound like. Sparkle. You heard before what it sounded like. Now you hear it with the changeover, with the equalizer on it.
Hi guys, this is Rich Bassini testing out the iPad mini-4 with the Saramonic microphone plugged in. This is what it sounds like. This is a testing. 1, 2, 3.
Well, I can't see it now because, like I said, I'm doing an actual live recording right now. I'm editing right now. But when you play it back, you'll see the difference in the sound with the equalizer just set to default, as opposed to it was being set to Sparkle. Sparkle always makes it sound a lot better for me. It gives more clarity in there. Okay. They also have AI voice enhancer. I don't really use that too much. The thing is, when it comes to making videos, the way I look at it is, as long as you got good clarity in your voice, it's not muffled or it doesn't sound like you're in an echo chamber, I think that's good. I mean, I know some people may say, well, the better the microphone, the better the audio is going to sound. And you do want good audio with your videos. There's no doubt about it. I'm not going to deny that. But in some cases, if they're building it into it, the program, like the Filmora is building this in here, it's got to be for a reason, right? Because they probably figure people want to have a different sound. And when you click on here, you're going to see different ones. You're going to see classic, dance, classic. You're going to see classic. You're going to see default setting. That's what always goes to default. You're going to see classic, dance, low bass, sparkle, pop, rock and roll, soul. And if you go through these here, if you have Filmora 14 and you go through the audio sequences, you're going to see different tones. One might be a low, like I said, low bass. I have a monotone voice as it is. It's not like a high frequent, high pitched voice. But with the voice changer, you can make yourself sound like whatever you want. So if you click this thing on here, you could make yourself like old radio. Like if you play.
Hi guys, this is Rich Bassini testing out the iPad mini-4 with the Saramonic microphone plugged in. Hi guys, this is Rich Bassini testing out the iPad mini-4
different
with the Saramonic microphone. Hi guys, this is Rich Bassini testing out the iPad mini-4.
Okay, but you don't want to do a video like that unless you're going to horse around and play around with it. But you could change it around. Okay, all right. So we're not going to go with that there. But anyway, that's how I do it. That's how I make the voice get it sounds a lot better. Because like I said, when I go to the default setting, it keeps my voice like I said, a monotone voice. That's just the way I talk. What can I tell you? But that's how you could dress up your audio. Okay. Now, with this here, I know it doesn't look great you got to remember one thing, you're dealing with an iPad. The whole premise behind me doing this video is to show you that if you don't have an iPhone or a DSLR camera, whatever, you can use the iPads. Even the big guy too, you can use it. I've done videos with them before. What you want to do is, if you want to dress up even the video, all right, let's say you dressed up the sound here, you want to dress up the video. What you could do is, if you go to global media, for me, this is my file folder here. Here's where I could take this out. For example, if I want to change the background, okay? People who follow me know I love backgrounds. I do, I love backgrounds. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take the one that says a snapshot. If you're gonna move this guy up, and the background, whatever you're gonna change with, it always goes on the bottom. So let's just stretch it to make it look like that there. Now you're probably saying, okay, well, I don't see nothing. I still see the same background, what I'm right now. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna come over here where it says video, go to AI tools, and you're going to go over here, it says AI portrait cutout. Okay, when you click this on here, if I can get my thing to work, there we go. You're going to get the advanced cutout. It'll say waiting. I'm going to do the quick cutout over here. All right, sometimes you got to go back like this here. Let me just do this over here for a second. See, my computer, it doesn't process too quick. Oh, I just had it. There we go. It's not state-of-the-art computer, to be truthfully honest with you guys. So let me go over here again. Quick cutout. And let me go back over here. There we go. So now I have this here, which I just shot on my iPad mini-4, and this is what it'll sound like, you know.
Hi guys, this is Rick.
Well, I still got the echoing sound there. Okay. Well, we gotta get rid of that one there. We gotta go back to the audio there, or actually the audio and the voice changer. Let's go back to none.
Guys, this is Rich Bassini testing out the iPad Mini.
Okay, there we go. That's better. We don't want. You gotta make sure you do none on that there. I'm sorry, guys. That's my fault. I love having fun with this stuff here, guys. I love sharing stuff with you guys. I really do. Anyway, so now let's go over here. Let me go back to me again over here in this clip, this video clip here. Let's go to color. Let's click this on here. I wish my computer was a little state of the art, but it's okay. Alright, and we go over here, you got the presets. And here is where you could do all the little fun magic things. You want to play around with it, you can make it yourself. Now, here's the thing. Because there's two segments to this here, you got this one here, the backdrop, and then you got yourself. Okay? Now, you're probably saying, how come when I changed me, the whole backdrop, the whole background there didn't change, black and white? That's just the way it works. Now, watch when you click this on. Okay, let's go back over here to color. And go over here. Now you change it. Okay? Actually, it's pretty cool, right? If you want to do something like that, that'd be a pretty cool skit, right? If you're doing like a little messing around thing, you could put yourself in there, make yourself in a color and a black and white, a black and white background, right? And here's where you can have a little fun with the different LUTs. These are presets, and what's nice about them is you can have a lot of fun with them there, right? And that's where you can really, make yourself pop with this here. Like I said, it's all in the video editing software. Okay. Now, if you want to go back to this again and you want that same thing, what is this? This is fantasy, I think it is. Fantasy. Is that what this is? Fantasy. And you could change the background to fantasy. So let's change the background. Go back over here, click that on, and we'll go over here and we'll change that to fantasy. There you go. Too bright, too much. If you want, you can just go back to that. If you don't like any of it, then you can just hit the reset button. It'll bring you right back to the normal state. Okay. So you can have a lot of fun. Now, with this, if you move down here, like this here, I like this because you could do it manual as well. You could play around with the exposure, like that there, if you want to mess around with that there. And if you mess up, let's say I'm going to purposely mess this up. Let's say do it this way, do it that way, whatever. What's over here like this here. You mess it up. It's all messed up. Everything's all messed up. Come over here, go to reset. And it'll bring you right back in. But what's nice about this here is if you wanted to get more of a clearer, sharper look, I always love the sharpening tool because that's where I always get that the idea, that 4K look, where it's sharp, the picture. And here's where you're going to sharpen it up. Now, again, you don't want to sharpen it too much. You sharpen it too less, it gets a little on the blurry side. But if you sharpen it too much, the picture itself might get grainy. Let's click the background on here, and I'll show you what I'm talking about here. See, in some cases there, it's got a nice look, it's got a soft look like that, but once you start sharpening it too much, the picture it can look good if you like it, whatever appeasing to your eye, but in some cases, it can become grainy, where what I mean, like you might see like a little pixel elements, whatever, it gets a little distorted. I mean, this doesn't look too bad, but it's my video, okay? It's for me, all right? Now, some other people out there may bake the difference. Well, I don't know, it's okay. I don't think it's that great, but whatever. And then you could also change to, if you want to go back to it again, if you want to change this here, this look, again, you could go back over here, and you can go to the LUTs here, and you can play around with this here at your own. Like I said, you could play around with it at your own leisure, okay? Got all different types here, all right? But that would be pretty cool. Like I said, if you just went over here, you change yourself, and you just left it black and white, and your photo of yourself, or your video of yourself is all black and white, but the background's color. You know what I'm saying? Pretty cool. People probably, hey, this guy did it there. Well, then they'll probably know it's just a matter of changing the backgrounds like that. And again, if you don't like it, just hit the reset button and put you right back where you were again, and that's it. Okay. Again, folks, I know the equipment that you use is very important. If you got those expensive DSLR cameras, I don't own an expensive DSLR camera. I have a DSC camera, and with the DSC camera, it's a digital still camera. It shoots in MPEG. It's all Sony. The stuff I like is Sony. These here apparently are, like I said, iPads, but my cameras that I use to make videos are the Sony Handycams, and I got different models. I only got 4 of them. And I have an iPhone 5S I still use to make videos, and I also have an iPhone 8, and I added to my collection of iPhones the iPhone 12 Pro Max, which takes nice videos too, and photos as well. But I'm not upgrading, by the way. People are wondering, well, you plan on upgrading? No, because you know what? I noticed with Apple, they come out with new phones every year. 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. I mean, you know, and they're not that cheap either, you know. So I got this phone here. I got the iPhone 12 Pro Max. I bought this at my local electronics store. It's called Micro Center. It's over here in Westbury, in New York. If you're in the New York area, it's on Merrick Avenue, Westbury, New York. And that's where I get all my stuff too. I bought quite a bit of stuff from them. But yeah, in regards to that there, no, I'm not upgrading to any more iPhones. That's it. This thing is heavy enough. It's a heavy phone, to be honest with you. It's a bigger phone compared to the other ones. And I know people like larger phones because of bigger, you know, better displays. If you want to do that, then if you want to have a bigger display, then use the iPad Mini. If you want a bigger display. Okay, now that video, if you see right here, that you see here right now, was shot in a horizontal mode. If you shoot it this way, it'll be just like if you're doing a YouTube short video or a TikTok video. If you shoot it this way, if you want it to be like that, okay. You could also change the aspect ratio in here if you as well, manually too, if you choose to do so. But I'm going to leave it the way it is. I like the 16.9 aspect ratio. That's for me, okay. However, and the thing is too, I mean, I use this background all the time. That's my favorite background. You could change it. Once you drop it in here, boom, look what happens. It changes automatically like that there. Anything you drop in here, bang, like that there. Look at this. See? Anything you add in there, it'll change it up. Okay? Now, before I close this video out, for those of you out there that do own an iPad Mini 4, I'm going to show you the user guide and how to get to it. Now, I'll drop the link to that as well. So let's go back over here, okay? And I will drop this link. Now, if you're looking at it, you're saying, okay, it says iPad user guide, but when you scroll down, let's do a mouse scroll so it doesn't go too quick like that. When you do a mouse, let me get myself out of here. I'm sorry, guys. When you do a mouse scroll, let's go back up here again. When you do a mouse scroll, that's what I do here. You'll see make it your own, personalize your iPad, keep it in touch. Now, some people may say, this is the user guide. No, it ain't. It ain't the user guide, okay? It's not. This just gives you, I guess, a little pre-format of what you're gonna, you know, what it's all about. What we're gonna do is, let me scoot it up over here. Here, this is where you're gonna see the actual how to use the functionality of it. You're gonna click this on table of contents. Once you get here, it's gonna say welcome, your iPad, what's new on iOS 15, set up and get started, so on and so forth. This is where you're going to use a guide, because I know I thought the same thing. I said, that's the user guide. There's those little pictures there, whatever. And here's where you're going to click it on, and then you're going to look for your model, which was the iPad Mini 4. You click that on, and here it's going to give you the table of contents. It's going to show you the front camera, touch top, bottom, volume buttons, so on and so forth. Very basic, very basic. But again, if you click it on, it keeps going more. Okay, you can go. It'll keep paging to different topics. Turn on and set up your iPad. Prepare for setup and so on and so forth. I will drop the links to this, guys. Okay, so don't worry about it. I'm just showing you very briefly what it's all about. Again, when you come here, make sure you go to table of contents to get there. And you go again, you get the basics over here, and it'll tell you learn gestures for the iPad, just the volume, and so forth. Okay, so don't worry, that you will have that there where you could check it out. Now, when I first came here, it had over here the iPad mini 4 info. Okay, so when you check that, check that out. It's very small. Okay, and if you want to make it bigger, because I wear glasses for reading, you come up here with a little magnifying glasses and you click it on, and it'll go like this, if I'm not mistaken. You could keep adding it on here, make it bigger. There's another way to do it. If that doesn't work for you guys, you come up to your, I'm using Edge, Microsoft Edge. You come up here where these three little dots are, and you hit the button which says zoom, and when you click it on here, you could zoom it up until it's, it's legible for you to read it. This is at 250% right here. And then you could just read it like that if you choose to do so, okay? So that's another way of doing it. If you can't, if this doesn't work, then you could do it that way, all right? Actually, it's over here. Okay, you got it this way. All right, I'm sorry, guys. That's another way of showing you, too, with the three dots. But, yeah, up here, you could do it as well, like that there. Okay, you could do it that way if you can, if you find it hard to read. I have to have it bigger because, like I said, I wear glasses for reading. All right, so let's go back over here. And if you look over here, they have another one. It tells you the year it was introduced, just like I showed you in the other one prior, 2015. You hit the technical specifications. It'll give you some more information here. Okay, so let's just do a mouse scroll here and we'll see what they got. Okay, it's going a little too fast. They'll give you the gigabytes, how many gigabytes they are, cellular and all that stuff, buttons and connectors, and so on and so forth. And it'll tell you what's in the box, of course. Again, this here was a thrift store find, so I'm okay with it. Now this is going to go on for quite a bit here. It'll tell you the camera, 8 megabyte camera, megapixel, whatever. Autofocus, this is what they got here. You could, like I said again, folks, explore. Okay, I put the information out there, so I hope you guys will take advantage of it and check it out. All right, I don't mind spending time doing this. See, some people might say, "Why do you waste your time putting this stuff out?" You should work on other videos and stuff like that. But for the average person that may have an iPad mini 4 or whatever, they might want to know a little more about it, or you might, like I said, in this particular case, I talked about using it to make videos, and you can use it to make videos. Okay, so if you got the right setup, like I said, if you use a good tripod, something that's going to be sturdy, what's not going to fall. I'm not going to say you're going to walk around with this. You could walk around with it, kind of big and obtruse to walk around with something that big, but I mean, for home use, if you want to shoot videos at home, definitely you could use the iPad mini 4 or the iPad 2. I have the iPad 2. Either one will work with it. The only thing I got to say is when it comes to making a rig with the iPad 2, because it's bigger, I'd have to get a longer bracket for it to work because that bracket is too small. So that works pretty much perfect with the iPad mini 4. But you can make a little rig like that. Very easy to do, guys. So that's all I have for you right now. I can't think of anything else. If we go back to the Formula 14 interface here, again, you could play around with it, guys, at your own leisure. Like I said, you're not compelled to keep that background. I know it's just a white one. If I remove that there, the background, think about this here for a second. I mean, look what it's going to look like, I don't know about you. Let me get this out of here. I don't know about you guys, but I'd rather have it, go all the way back. I mean, I'd rather have it where you could just have that the white background like it was originally, you know what I'm saying? Now, to get that back to where you want to go again, what you have to do is click yourself on here and go back to video, AI tools, and if you want to get that out, the black background out, just click it on like that. And then you're going to have to make it bigger. So because remember, we shrunk it, okay? I don't know about you, but rather than seeing the translucent windows back there, that's what you got coming through. Because I use a white background, not a green screen. I use a white screen. I like it that way. To me, it works. But it's better to have a background like this, right? If you go back to here again, it's better to have a background. Then you could also do the preview and reference like that as well if you do that there. So, but I'd rather have it the background like that there. You got to click this on here. And go here, and go here, and have that. See, I'd rather have that background than have that white one. You can have a lot of fun with this, guys. And then you could add other stuff to it too. If you play around with it, you got the different effects over here. Let's just make this bigger here like that there. You could add different effects to it as well, you know. Get stickers. You click that on there, or emojis. You want to add emojis to it. Let's go. Let's click on here, the emojis, whatever. You could want to drop something in like that there. You could just, well, these have to be downloaded, whatever. Let's try this. Just put this here, just as a goof. So you download it, and you put that in there.
With the Saramonic.
And it also is playing right now. So if we put that on here, let's go over here like this.
With the Saramonic.
Now you got this guy over here. You could do stuff like that, fun things like that there. And if you want, you don't want to hear yourself, just right click and hit mute. Where's the mute button here? Mute, there it is, mute. And you hit that there, and then when you play it, like that, you'll have that there. So you could add things like that there. And the list goes on and on. You could add different sounds to it. You got different templates. You got different effects, filters. I mean, you could have so much fun with this stuff, guys. I'm telling you, you could do so much with it. You really can. But yeah, I mean, you could just do so many things with it. Let's put it that way. I mean, I can't get into any more than that. But anyway, look, that's all I have for you right now, guys. If you like this video, you got a takeaway from it. It was somewhat helpful to you. Please don't forget to hit that subscribe button, like, comment, share. And if you want to be updated when I post videos, please hit that bell notification icon. This is Rich Bassini signing off. I will talk to you guys the next time. Take care, and bye-bye for now.